afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Live at 4.
It's Friday.
Wow, it's been a long week.
It has been, but it's Friday.
And we have a busy show today.
We do.
So let's get going. Topping our news, we continue to follow the story of a deer stolen off someone's yard in Portage.
The state Supreme Court race this week has become a combative four-way primary. Our Naomi Coles breaks down what to expect.
And President Biden signs legislation to avert a national rail strike. We'll tell you why rail workers and unions say their fight is not over. Let's take a look outside. A little windy out there today.
Yeah, the winds are the big story.
Yeah, howling winds, in fact. Julian's in the backyard to tell us a big change is coming.
That's right. The good news is, though, is that the big change will be coming in later for tonight. So as of right now, it's not too bad, though it is a bit chilly for us. But we're going to be watching these wind advisories to start to go into effect for us by the time we get into the evening. Now, it's going to be starting in from the west and carrying into the rest of the eastern side of southern Wisconsin for us. So areas near Prairie du Chien and Boscobel, we're going to be looking at that wind advisory to go in effect around 8 p.m. But for us in Dane County, we're looking for it around midnight. And then areas even further to the east, this would be the Waukesha, Milwaukee area. That'll be your 2 a.m. starting overnight where we're looking at that wind advisory to go into effect. As of right now, winds aren't too bad, but we are once again going to start to see them pick up around the 9 o'clock hour. Again, it's going to start from the west and carry itself throughout much of southern Wisconsin and carry into our overnight hours. We'll start to see them diminish just a bit as we head into our Saturday morning. But for the rest of the evening, outside of the wind, we're going to be looking at temperatures to hold rather steady until we get into the later part of tonight. We could potentially see some of the showers for some areas, but it's not going to be overly widespread for us. Tonight, temperatures will fall dramatically. We're looking at upper teens for many of us, and it is going to be a blustery weekend, but we'll talk about that in just a few moments. A quick look at our traffic. Here's how things are shaping up for us. Rather smooth along the belt line as we're kicking things off for the 4 p.m. commutes, and over towards the interstate, also all green, which is all good. We'll talk more about that blustery weekend in a few moments. Until then, back to you guys.
All right, Julian, we'll check back. A 15-year-old hunter from Lodi had the hunting story of a lifetime to share with us last week.
Since then, there's been a happy resolution for their family after law enforcement in Columbia County wrapped up their investigation.
Catherine Merck caught up with the Portage family today and shares the story's happy ending.
What started off as a successful hunting story took a disappointing turn for the Deem family. But now there's a happy ending. Early last week, we told you how 15-year-old Garrett Deem shot this buck near Portage on opening weekend. In the time it took the boy and his family to run back to the house to tell his grandparents, the buck was stolen off of their property.
It was in our yard, basically, and it's a private area. There's no public land back there. So it was just very unexpected.
His mother, Sarah, made a Facebook post online and helped law enforcement in Columbia County find the thief. The deer's skin and head have now been returned to the boy, but the person who took it had already taken the deer to a meat processing plant. But good news, the family got all of the meat back and are having venison dinners to celebrate. The amount of meat this buck had just shows the value of what was nearly lost.
It ended up being 43 pounds of ground venison, and then I think we had about 14 packs of steaks. So 43 pounds of ground meat is a lot of meat. And I think it's about $5 a pound in the store right now.
15-year-old Garrett says he's not going to let this one situation impact his hunting experiences in the future. He says he wants to get back out there and continue to do what he loves. Reporting in Lodi, I'm Catherine Merck with News 3 Now.
And the warden at the DNR who investigated this case said the district attorney's office has not yet filed any charges. Well, even though we've just left a busy campaign cycle, Republicans and Democrats alike are gearing up for another.
The state Supreme Court race this week has become a combative four-way primary.
Naomi Coles breaks down what to expect. Naomi?
Well, part of that combativeness is because of the massive decisions on the horizon after a race that could change the balance of power on the high court. It's not just redistricting if the balance of power returns to liberal-backed judges, although that is a big talker. Other possible options include things like abortion access and how much power key legislative leaders could have going forward.
little bit hard to look back historically because judicial elections are just a little bit different from the way that they used to be. So for one thing, it hasn't been that common historically to have four-way primaries. In fact, even in recent years, we've had instances where sitting justices have run completely unopposed.
Now, it's technically a nonpartisan election, but these types of campaigns have been increasingly politicized in today's political era. We're talking through all of that with Professor Rob Yablon from the University of Wisconsin Law School. That's coming up this Sunday on For the Record at 10:30.
And there's been a lot of news this week about this race, Naomi.
So much news.
Has the dust settled on actually who's running?
Yes, as I mentioned, it's a four-way primary, but the big news this week was obviously that the Darrell Brooks trial judge, Jennifer Doro, is announcing her run. Dan Kelly, her opponent, he's a Republican who lost his last election in 2020. He was appointed by Scott Walker to fill out someone else's term. He came out swinging this week. He had sharp words for Doro, his theoretically the other conservative-backed judge if they're competing against this race, basically saying, her only credentials are leading this trial. She fires back at him, I've been a prosecutor, I have all the other credentials. You don't have this, so I think we're set to see a little bit of a fiery campaign.
Well, you're reading my mind because it already sounds like this is going to be just as messy as the November races.
Yeah, we just left this really messy. We saw, you guys got sick of the political ads. We know that. And I think we're going to see a little bit of that going in because, this is a highly targeted race, especially we've had, a lot of statewide Supreme Court justice races. They're always important, but this, particularly with the balance of power that could change, it could become expensive. It seems to appear messy, but the one interesting thing I think to note here, and that Rob Yablon and I talk about Sunday, is that it may not be, say, a conservative and a liberal-backed justice coming out of the primary, because it's a nonpartisan primary, so they're all four going up against each other. It's unlikely, but you could have, say, both Kelly and Doro or their liberal-backed opponents coming out of this. That's always that possibility.
There are two liberal-backed candidates.
Yes, there's two liberal-backed. Everett Mitchell, he's a Dane County Circuit Court judge. We also have Milwaukee judge we heard from her this week, Janet Protasewicz. So those are the liberal-leaning judges in this race.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Sunday, For the Record.
That is correct.
10:30 with Naomi. Naomi, thank you.
Yep.
Well, today is the last day of early voting in the Georgia Senate runoff race between incumbent Senator Raphael Warnock and Republican challenger Herschel Walker.
But even though the 2022 election is not over yet, there is already a big shakeup in store for 2024.
Nicole D'Antonio has the latest from Washington.
Early voting in Georgia hit a record high ahead of Tuesday's Senate runoff election. Georgia election officials say more than 1 million people have already cast ballots, outpacing turnout for runoff contests in 2016 and 2018. Some waiting more than 2 hours.
Democracy is at stake.
Georgia, help me to do it one more time.
Democratic candidate Raphael Warnock got help from former President Barack Obama in Atlanta Thursday.
You get a buy one, get one free deal on elections this year.
He's trying to fend off a challenge from Republican Herschel Walker.
You vote for me, we all get to the promised land, because I want to make sure we get there together.
Even though the 2022 election has not wrapped up yet, there's already significant attention on the 2024 presidential election and which states should be the first to vote in presidential primaries. President Biden wants South Carolina to hold the first presidential nomination contest instead of Iowa. In a letter to the DNC, President Biden said the change would prioritize diversity because South Carolina has a large black population and Iowa is mostly white.
This is a bold window that reflects the values of our party.
Friday, the DNC Rules and Bylaws Committee met and supported the president's proposed order, beginning with South Carolina on February 6th, New Hampshire and Nevada the following week, then Georgia and Michigan.
It's only going to help make the American story real for all Americans.
Republicans have committed to keeping Iowa the first on their calendar. Nicole D'Antonio, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
Now, New Hampshire state law calls for it to hold the first actual primary, and officials there have for months threatened to move up their election regardless of what the DNC approves.
President Biden today signed a bill to avert a nationwide rail shutdown. The Senate overwhelmingly passed legislation late yesterday. It forced the unions to agree to the contract negotiated in September between the railroads, labor unions, and the Biden administration. administration. The agreement includes 24% raises over 5 years for workers. It adds a personal day and some bonus pay, but senators did not approve something which railroad labor unions have been fighting a long time for: 7 days of paid sick leave.
They are one of the few industries in America today that have 0 sick paid leave.
An amendment to add sick leave failed to reach the needed 60 votes to pass the Senate, but the unions say they're not giving up. Workers say the previously negotiated agreement does not address all of their concerns, but a majority of lawmakers say they had to act quickly, as some impacts of a national strike could have been felt as soon as this weekend.
In the wake of high numbers of hospitalizations and office visits for respiratory viruses seen throughout the country, particularly in pediatric care centers, Children's Wisconsin and the Medical College of Wisconsin are concerned about lower rates of flu vaccinations as we approach the holidays. Dr. Dave Margolis, a pediatric cancer doctor from Children's Wisconsin, and Karen McKinnon from the Medical College of Wisconsin School of Pharmacy addressed the concerns associated with the low rates of flu vaccinations and what it means as flu season approaches.
Pharmacists can immunize with and without a prescription. So anyone over the age of 3, pharmacists can give that flu vaccine to. Anyone under the age of 3 and over the age of 6 months, who would just need to have a prescription. But we can help you get your family vaccinated.
The holiday season is fast approaching, a time when many families and friends will gather. Now, since it takes 2 weeks for the flu vaccine to take full effect, it's important to schedule your flu vaccine quickly. There are many options to where you can get your flu vaccine, including pharmacies, primary care offices, community vaccine clinics, many others. Go to vaccines.gov to find a location convenient for you.
Today was the last day of the semester that students at UW-Madison could enjoy the newest sustainable food truck on campus. The food truck is called Electric Eats, and you guessed it, it's all electric. It furthers the mission of sustainability by using low-waste packaging, as well as featuring local and regional foods from around Wisconsin, including produce from the UW Student Organic Farm.
So our goal with the truck is really to help Badgers eat well and also live sustainably. So we really focus on bringing a more green aspect to campus and another sustainability initiative.
The food truck measures success by calculating the carbon savings, the local purchasing impact, the food waste, and student engagement in food sustainability.
Well, dozens of Japanese fans have been sticking around after the final whistle at the World Cup matches to help with the cleanup. After Japan beat Spain 2-1 yesterday, a group of Japan supporters hung around to collect trash left around the stands. They filled blue plastic bags with discarded cups, plastic bottles, and wrappers, while most fans were already well on their way home into the early Friday morning.
And of course, tomorrow is the big day for Team USA at the World Cup. Pantone has revealed its color of the year for 2023.
It's Viva Magenta. Pantone says the nuanced crimson tone balances warm and cool and is an unconventional shade for an unconventional time. It was inspired by the natural red dye derived from small insects called cronials. The company said the shade, rooted in the primordial, reconnects us to the original matter and evokes forces of nature. Pantone, you're drunk. Go home. Pantone is named a color of the year annually for more than 2 decades. The company is known for creating the Pantone matching system, which is used to identify and match colors in industries such as printing, graphic design, and fashion.
We did not get the Viva Magenta memo today. We missed it. But that's the color next year.
That's an interesting color.
Yeah, it is. Pretty.
Well, does it seem like those wild turkeys are everywhere these days?
It is not your imagination. It seems that way because they are. Their numbers are actually a conservation success story. We'll pass the turkey when Live at 4 continues.
You're watching News 3 Now, Live at 4. It's the last chance for Ashley's Black Friday mattress sale. For a limited time, save big on Tempur-Pedic and Purple adjustable mattress sets. Plus, get 60 months special financing and free delivery. Hurry in for Black Friday mattress savings, only at Ashley.
In a recent clinical study,
patients using Salonpas patch reported reductions in pain severity,
using less or a lot less oral pain medicines,
and improved quality of life. That's why we recommend Salonpas. It's good medicine.
How do you use your energy? Inspiring a spark of creativity? Working hard to reach your goals? Thinking outside the box to bring your vision to life? At Alliant Energy, we're creating more clean, renewable energy every single day to power what matters to you. Because even during the most powerful moments in our lives, we're not thinking about power, we're thinking about a brighter future. Alliant Energy, powering beyond.
This is Kathy. She's about to see her dentist. She's afraid. Not because of the drill, but because of the bill. A big bill. But Kathy doesn't need to be afraid, and neither do you, thanks to affordable dental insurance from Physicians Mutual Insurance Company. It's easy to get this coverage. Don't believe me? Call or go online for all the details. You could even have this free information kit. This isn't a discount plan or preventive-only coverage. This is real dental insurance. It helps pay for over 400 procedures. That's a lot. I'm talking cleanings, fillings, crowns, bridges, root canals, even dentures. Bottom line, you'll have help paying for routine care and expensive major work. But if you want deductibles, forget it. There aren't any. No annual maximum either. Plus, you can see any dentist you want. Stop fearing the big bill. Start saving at the dentist. Call now or go to sendinfokit.com.
Physicians Mutual, Physicians Mutual.
Enjoy a stress-free buying experience at Bergstrom Chevrolet. Shop from the largest selection of Chevy trucks and SUVs in Wisconsin, all with Bergstrom's negotiation-free upfront pricing, including our exclusive 7-day lowest price protection guarantee and 7-day money-back guarantee. Choose a vehicle that's in stock, reserve one that's on the way, or order one just the way you want it, and never pay more than MSRP. Buy with confidence and complete peace of mind from Wisconsin's largest Chevy dealer. Find new roads in a new Chevrolet. Stop in or shop and purchase at BergstromChevrolet.com.
Do you have an idea for an invention, but you don't know what to do next? Call InventHelp. They've been helping inventors for 35 years. Call today for free information.
Call 800-550-5543.
Ashley's Black Friday sale is ending soon. Save big on furniture doorbusters, now up to 68% off. Plus 60 months special financing, no minimum and no money down. Hurry in before these savings are gone at Ashley.
Welcome back. An outage disrupted service to the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline yesterday,
leaving the number without service for more than 13 hours. The Department of Health and Human Services says it is investigating the outage, which also impacted a separate substance abuse and mental health services helpline. During the outage, help was still available through the 988 chat and text options. But despite those options, HHS called the disruption unacceptable. The 988 hotline launched over the summer amid concerns that call centers were overwhelmed. In the first month it was available, crisis calls increased 45% compared to the previous year.
New research shows that hate speech has dramatically surged on Twitter following Elon Musk's takeover of the platform. The Center for Countering Digital Hate and the Anti-Defamation League both said in reports released today that the volume of hate speech on Twitter has grown dramatically. They found both an increase in anti-Semitic content, racial and gay slurs, and less moderation of such posts. Musk took over on October 27th and promised to reduce Twitter's content restrictions to promote free speech.
Good news if you're looking for a job. The U.S. economy added 263,000 jobs last month. That's according to data released today from the Labor Department. The unemployment rate held steady at 3.7%. The latest jobs numbers come amid Fed attempts to cool the economy to temper decades-high inflation.
I think what this report tells us is that while the economy may be slowing down, especially in certain areas like technology or real estate, the overall employment landscape remains solid.
CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger says the strong report means the Federal Reserve will likely raise interest rates again. The board continues its fight against inflation, even with fears of a recession, and that could take a toll on the so far resilient job market. market.
That news didn't have much effect on Wall Street. The Dow Industrials added just 34 points, ending the week at 34,429. The NASDAQ dropped 20 points. The S&P 500 fell almost 5. Well, no matter where you live in the Madison area, chances are you've had an encounter with a wild feathered friend.
It's not your imagination. The turkey takeover is everywhere this year.
The influx of turkeys is actually a comeback success story. Let's talk turkey with David Drake. He is an extension wildlife specialist and professor in the Department of Forest and Wildlife Ecology at UW-Madison.
Hi, David. Good to see you.
Thank you for inviting me.
So it's not our imagination. I mean, I've lived in the city for 40 years, and there weren't turkeys a long time ago.
Not 40 years ago, there were not in the city, but it's not a recent event either, and I think that they've been in the city probably for 10, 15 years, something like that, and I know it seems like there's more and more each year, but they've been here, and they might be growing a little bit, but I think we're also becoming more cognizant or observing them a little bit more than we usually do.
Is there anything specific going on this time of the year with the turkeys?
Yeah, so they're kind of a seasonal bird, so you know they're a resident species. They stay here, they don't migrate. They're a native species, so they belong here on the landscape. And in the wintertime, they tend to flock up, so they have a mixed sex flock, so both males and females will get together, and then as winter starts to wane and spring comes on, then the males start to gain these hormones in their body, and they start to get kind of aggressive, and they start getting interested in breeding the females, and then they'll start breaking up. Those flocks will break up in the springtime. The males will mate the females, and the females will go off on their own and nest, and then they kind of the females will spend the summer taking care of the young, what we call the poults, and then the whole cycle will repeat again this time of the year. They'll flock back up and keep going.
So it's the aggression of the toms in the spring. It's the mating season. They're pretty docile the rest of the year?
Relatively docile, yeah. You know, I mean, I think that they're going to flee you more than bother you. And it's just in the spring, it's typically the toms or those adult male turkeys. You know, their bodies are surging with hormones, and they just don't know what to do with themselves.
Chase the mailman.
Chase the mailman or find a female. And if you can't find a female, chase the mailman. So.
What do you do if your dogs go after them? If you're walking your dogs and they want to...
Yeah.
I mean, can you approach them, or is it dangerous to do that?
Yeah, I think you can approach. You know, it's a turkey, so relatively speaking, it's not like approaching a mountain lion, for example. So,
yes.
And I think if you have your dog, you know, certainly you probably need to keep your dog on a leash anyway while you're walking the dog at all times, just for the safety of the dog and for other people and things like that. So if you've got your dog on a leash and you see turkeys, that likely there's not going to be any negative incident going on, and likely the turkeys are going to probably look at you and your dog out of curiosity, but not approach you. And you know, the bigger size the dog is, if the dog starts barking, that's going to probably likely intimidate the turkeys, and they're going to kind of stay a decent ways away from you.
Here we just saw them crossing the street.
Yeah,
it seems to be a big problem around my neighborhood.
You have to be careful.
You stop. I mean,
yeah.
I heard don't honk the horn. Is that a fallacy?
Well, I think if you honk the horn, it may scare them. You know, the issue with not just turkeys, but it could be deer or raccoons or crows, whatever the case is, that, you know, these animals that live in the cities with us, they habituate to us or start losing their fear of human beings, and as that occurs, then they get a little bit more bold, and perhaps you might honk your horn and nothing happens, whereas a turkey that may have just come into the city and may not be as used to the sights and sounds of human beings, if you honk your horn, they might react a little differently. But it doesn't hurt to honk your horn. You may even want to, you know, edge your car toward them just a little bit, because for all these species of wildlife that are in the city, if we can maintain fear of humans in those species, then we can have more of a positive and peaceful coexistence with these animals, and likewise with us.
Mark was saying he likes the sounds.
I just love they're beautiful birds.
Oh yeah, they're awesome. They're absolutely awesome birds. You know, they yelp and, and cluck and gobble and all sorts of other things like that. And most of that occurs in the springtime when they're mating, and the males are using all those different sounds to attract the female, and then the female will yelp and cluck to communicate back to the males. And yeah, it's pretty neat.
Just enjoy them.
Yeah, for sure.
Don't run them over. David, thanks for being with us today.
Thank you
so much.
Yeah.
Well, still to come at 4, it's called the Earth Shot, an award given out by Princes William and Harry to a company dedicated to fighting climate change.
William is in Boston to present this year's award to a company that's turning pollution into all sorts of things. We'll have that story coming up after Julian's blustery weekend forecast.
Nothing beats a great night's sleep on a new Tempur-Pedic mattress from Steinhoffels. Tempur-Pedic mattresses are designed to make aches and pains a thing of the past by relieving pressure points and supporting you as no other mattress can. Right now, you can save up to $500 and get $300 Steinhafels cash on Tempur-Pedic adjustable base sets. With Steinhafels special 72-month financing, your mattress just got more affordable. Relax, it's Steinhafels.
There's no place like home for the holidays, but it isn't quite the same when your house is cold and drafty. We want everyone to have the gift of a warm and comfortable home. So we're going to match the $500 energy tax credit with a $500 discount. But you have to call us before December 31st. 2023 is the year to stop freezing and start saving. So give yourself the gift that keeps on giving, because you keep saving.
USA Insulation.
Ready, Dad?
All charged up.
This holiday season, Ford wants to help you shine bright with a special offer on select Ford vehicles. Choose a vehicle in stock or simply place a custom order. Lock in your rate and you're protected, even if rates go up before your order comes in. So much. And that's how Ford is helping you. I'm proud of you, kid. Shine bright. This season, choose FlexBuy on a 2022 Escape or Edge SUV and get 0% financing for 66 months at your local Ford dealer. And shine bright.
It's a fact. 2 out of 3 Americans who qualify for Medicare do not receive all the benefits they deserve. You could be missing out. Now, Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield introduces a free Medicare plan checkup to make sure you receive all the benefits you qualify for in 2023. Call 1-855-597-0884 today and receive extra benefits for a $0 monthly premium. Benefits like dental, vision, hearing, and prescription drugs. And to help you stay healthy at home, you can have free prescription drug delivery, online doctor visits 24/7, and free exercise classes. You can even receive money towards over-the-counter health items. Call 1-855-597-0884 today and feel confident you have all the benefits you deserve for 2023. You can receive extra benefits for a $0 monthly premium, like dental, vision, hearing, and prescription drugs. Call 1-855-597-0884 and make sure you're not missing out.
Keep the tradition alive this holiday season with the gift that keeps on living. Because the paper products that make the holidays so special are the same products that help our forests grow. So enjoy the holiday cards and catalogs, savor the unboxings, and delight in the seasonal gift wrap. And to get even more out of our natural resource, simply recycle when you're done. Choose paper and packaging and be a force for nature.
Well, take a look at this. A former coal-fired power plant in Swedesboro, New Jersey was imploded today. We love our implosions. The Starwood Energy Company demolished the former Logan generating plant with the,
look at that.
The head of the New Jersey Board of Public Utilities pushing the button that triggered the explosives used to bring down the structure. The plant and tower buckled down to the ground. The owners are expected to announce plans for a clean energy venture on the site.
New things ahead.
I love watching those.
We love implosions on Live at 4. Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right, so we got a big change coming.
Absolutely. Wind. And it's not just the wind this time, it's also the wintry cold. We got to talk all about that and how it's going to be impacting your weekend, coming up with the full forecast after the break.
Don't you wish you could wave a magic wand and have whiter teeth? Well, you can, but it's not magic. It's power swabs. Just swab your teeth for 5 minutes and boom, whiter teeth and a better smile. And since you're not dealing with messy trays or awkward strips, you're less vulnerable to the harsh sensitivity they sometimes create.
I've used strips. They seem to really hurt my teeth. The power swabs, it just seemed very gentle.
It's so simple and easy. You just open it, you apply it to your teeth, you forget it's there. And I noticed that they're white and bright again like they were before.
I noticed actually a difference the first time that I used power swabs. You put on the first coat and then the activator goes on and immediately you start seeing it working.
It only takes 5-minute applications to get a brighter, whiter smile with power swabs. You just snap, swab, and smile. Power swabs have been clinically studied to whiten natural teeth and remove stains from caps, crowns, and veneers. It's so powerful, it removes stains from coffee, tea, red wine, and even smoking.
I love my coffee in the morning.
I will never stop drinking coffee. I will not be the person drinking hot coffee with a straw.
As much coffee as I drink, I can use my power swabs and eliminate
the staining.
When I used the power swabs, I applied it directly to my front tooth where the coffee stain was.
I like being able to individually get the teeth, and most importantly, it got kind of in between the grooves.
You can put it directly on the stain that you see on your teeth, and it's so precise.
But as powerful as it is, it's also gentle and causes 0 to minimal sensitivity.
This didn't sting, it didn't burn, it didn't have an aftertaste. It was just a swab, and I just got to rub it on my teeth, and that was it.
Take it from me as someone who has gone the dental route, but has also gone on the shelf route, and I've not really seen anything work as effective and as easy as power swabs.
Whiten your teeth this Thanksgiving by ordering power swabs and receive 40% off the regular price. Shipping is free, plus you'll receive a free quick stick pen to use on the go after meals or a cup of coffee. Visit powerswabs.com or call the number on your screen.
Are you waking up in the morning with a sore jaw, headaches, maybe even ringing in your ears, all because you're grinding and clenching your teeth at night? That's exactly what was going on with me. That's when I found this, the Brux Night Guard. Now, the Brux Night Guard redirects the bite force away from the back teeth, reducing jaw pain while still protecting the teeth. This unique design is what makes Brux Night Guard different from all other traditional grind guards. Go to bruxnightguard.com and order yours today.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Well, we have some big changes and some blustery conditions on the way for us. We have wind advisories that will go into effect later this evening, but it's going to be at separate times for certain areas. For example, areas to the west, for Prairie du Chien, Boscobel, Viroqua areas. We're going to be looking at it to go into effect around 8 p.m. until 5 in the morning. And then for us here in Dane County and for areas to the south and just a bit to the north, encompass Columbia County, we're going to be looking at midnight until 6 a.m. And then for our friends on the eastern side, we're going to see overnight hours, 2 in the morning until 9 a.m. once those wind advisories are going to go into effect. So this is what we're going to see for us. Wind speeds will start to really intensify by the time we get into around the 9 o'clock hour, starting off on the western side and then start to move across the rest of southern Wisconsin once we get near the midnight hour. We're going to be looking at wind speeds pushing close to the 40 miles per hour range as a gust throughout the course of the night and into the overnight. So we're looking at howling winds to stick around not only for the nighttime and into our Saturday morning before they start to diminish once we get into our early Saturday afternoon. But it's not just the winds. We're also looking at temperatures to plummet overnight. And with those strong winds and intense winds going into the overnight hours, we're looking at wind chill values to be at single digits around the midnight hour, but we're going to be below 0 as we get into the Saturday morning hours around 7 o'clock. So we're waking up and getting ready for the day. It is going to be a frigid start to our Saturday morning and not much improvements once we get into our Saturday afternoon, as temperatures are still going to feel like they're in the teens even when those winds start to die down. Outside of that, let's walk through the rest of our Friday evening. Temperatures will stay rather steady into the 40s. We could see a couple of pop-up showers later this evening, but it's not going to be very widespread. Not many impacts for us as we're getting ready for the rest of our evening hours. But for tonight, areas just north of the Dells could see a potential cluster of some light snow, but again, not going to be very widespread. And then as we drop into the overnight hours, temperatures are really going to fall for us. Surface temperatures into the teens, but as you saw with the wind chill values, it's going to feel like it's single digits and then won't really see much improvement until we get into our Saturday afternoon and Saturday evening. So here's a look at our weekend forecast. Tomorrow is going to be a cold one, and it's going to feel even colder. Surface temperatures will be around 26 degrees for us, but we could potentially see a shower developing late into our Saturday nights, but again, not going to be a whole lot of widespread conditions for us. Sunday, we're looking for improvements back around 38 degrees for us, but overall, things are going to still be rather breezy. Here's a look at our 3 things we'll need to know. We're looking at blustery conditions to really stick around not only for tonight, but into our early Saturday morning. Then those breezy winds will stick around, and then as we get into our Monday night and Tuesday, we could potentially start to see some flurries rolling into our forecast. Now, temperatures are going to feel rather December-like for us over the next few days. Saturday will be the coldest one out of the stretch, as we're going to be into around 26 degrees, warm up a bit for Sunday, and for Monday as well into the upper 30s. Could see a couple of rain or even snow showers for Sunday night, but outside of that, not a whole lot of winter storm in our forecast for us, which is good as of right now, but I'm sure at some point some of the snow lovers are looking for a little bit more consistent snowfall in our forecast.
Yeah. And next weekend is a long way out.
Yeah, that's right. So
things
we could
can change.
see a little bit of development later on. We'll keep an eye on that.
All right.
All right. Thanks, Julian.
Tonight in Boston, Prince William will award this year's Earthshot Prize.
Created to encourage those trying to fight climate change and protect the environment. When the fast fashion brand Zara debuted a little black dress this past summer, it was a big deal. It was the first party dress made from pollution. The company currently has 3 facilities attached to steel plants in China that capture planet-warming carbon emissions before they're released into the atmosphere and converts them into ethanol, the building block of countless products.
We convert pollution into the products you use every day.
So from trash to treasures.
Yeah.
Jennifer.
We've done it at commercial scale, and there are real products out there, so it's real. It's not science fiction. We've made it work.
It's also expensive. Each facility costs about $100 million and can take years to build. But LanzaTech hopes the technology could eventually cut global carbon emissions by 10% and help clean up toxic air in countries like India and China. The technology can also be used to make products from the carbon found in landfills, which could make the things we now throw away infinitely recyclable.
Wow.
Fascinating stuff, isn't it?
They deserve the award. Well, coming up next here on Live at 4, we'll preview the big screen releases for December.
And then coming up next hour at 5, a DeForest Parish employee was arrested for student sexual assault. We'll explain the case and the charges coming up at 5.
Hi, I'm Dr. Sheesh Raval with the Ortho Team Clinic at Stoughton Health. We hope you can join us for our upcoming event on treatment of knee arthritis and custom knee replacements.
Get in on the action of the game with the Island Sportsbook. Browse the latest lines and betting options. Make your wagers and cash in on the fun of the Island Sportsbook. And here's another good bet. Island Resort and Casino gift cards. Treat the golfer on your list to a stay-and-play package on championship courses. Gaming, dining, entertainment, there's something for everyone with Island Resort and Casino gift cards. Oh, what fun to experience more at the Island.
There's a reason big dental bills often come as a shock, because sometimes you don't realize what's not covered until you get the bill. That's why affordable dental insurance from Physicians Mutual is important. It can give you benefits that go beyond what you get from more limited coverage plans. Because no one likes a big dental bill, especially if you're retired or on a fixed income. For a free information kit, call or go online now. This isn't some discount plan or preventive-only coverage. This is real dental insurance that helps cover over 350 procedures, like cleanings, fillings, crowns, bridges, root canals, even dentures, at any dentist you want. Dental insurance from Physicians Mutual Insurance Company helps cover preventive care, basic work, and major procedures, with no deductibles and no annual maximum. For your free information kit with all the details, call now or visit sendinfokit.com.
Physicians Mutual, Physicians Mutual.
An official message from Medicare.
Often, things look the same. Exactly the same. Until you take a closer look. At Medicare.gov, you can easily compare Medicare plans and see the real difference. Find a plan that offers you more or saves money. Wouldn't that be nice? Plans change every year, soaking your health. Open enrollment ends December 7th. Compare now at Medicare.gov.
Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
I love being an orthopedic surgeon because I can help people improve their lives. My name is Ashish Raval. I'm an orthopedic surgeon. My specialty is sports medicine, focusing specifically on the care of the shoulder, hip, and knee.
New at 5, the highest Wisconsin court is under review as an open seat could change the bench's makeup. We look at how each Supreme Court candidate could impact the court's voting.
We're looking for a chilly weekend and a breezy one. We'll be walking through how you can be impacted with the change in temperatures and wind direction coming up tonight at 5.
And ahead at 6, a petition has started to prevent the closure of the UW-Richland Center's campus. We look at what the physical space means to students and the community tonight at 6.
Give me the weather satellite a spin. We end up in New York City.
It's a beautiful night in the Big Apple. Clear, 42 degrees. What is that flashing thing?
I don't know. You know, they have the airport downtown. I don't know. Maybe a tower of some sort. mystery continues. December's here, and Hollywood has wrapped up a pile of presents for movie audiences.
Rick Damigella has a look at some of the biggest.
You ain't driving, are you?
I steer a little, but the reindeer do most of the work.
Yes, Virginia, David Harbour is Santa Claus in a very grown-up Christmas story. You really don't want to be on Santa's naughty list when Violent Night arrives in theaters tomorrow.
He's just a puppet. No, I'm not. I'm a real boy.
Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio is another grown-up take on a classic tale. The painstakingly stop-motion animated film begins streaming on Netflix December 9th.
I hear her heartbeat. She's so close.
The first sequel to one of the biggest movies of all time is so close to its theatrical debut. James Cameron's Avatar: The Way of Water plunges into theaters December 16th.
Is the great Puss in Boots asking for help?
Well, you see, get it, please.
Antonio Banderas and Salma Hayek return to voice their feline roles in Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. The fur flies when Puss pounces into theaters December 21st.
I love you.
A more down-to-earth cat story is told in Wildcat as a former British soldier copes with PTSD by assisting in an ocelot rescue program. Wildcat debuts on Amazon Prime Video December 30th. In Hollywood, I'm Rick Damigella.
Big variety.
Yes, something for everybody.
Well, just in time for the holidays, an elf has come to town.
More specifically, Elf the Musical is now on stage in Verona. We'll check it out center stage when Live at 4 continues.
This right here is confidence in a bottle.
Not only does it change you on the outside, but something on the inside, knowing that you're looking better.
It makes me feel so much more confident than I've ever felt in my life.
They are some of the hottest videos on social media. Those videos claiming to instantly get rid of bags under your eyes. Well, today we're going to see one for ourselves and let you be the judge. It's called Plexiderm, and lifestyle expert Annette Figueroa is here to tell us why she says this one is for real.
This one is for real, and I'm so excited. We even have a video, and you'll notice the model has bags underneath his eyes and some sagging, and all he uses is a small amount on a clean, dry face, and that's how easy it is.
All right, what's the active ingredient?
Okay, so it's silicates that are minerals found in shale rock, and what it does is it tightens and lifts the appearance of bags underneath your eyes in as little as 10 minutes, no prescriptions, and very little effort. Even watching the video, this is a real it's a model, but it's a real guy with real bags underneath his eyes.
My real true opinion is holy words I can't say on camera. This is absolutely unbelievable. I mean, I could feel it just lifting my skin. It was amazing. It feels good. Feels great. Looks even better.
And I did this to my father. We were at home. So we applied it to his under eye bags. And let me tell you, we were so excited. In under 10 minutes, they visibly disappeared from view. And now it is literally part of both of our daily routines. He calls me every single month saying, "Hey, Annette, I'm out of Plexiderm, please send me more." And not only does it work on the bags, it works on the appearance of crow's feet, fine lines, and wrinkles. The way you want to do it is you want to have a clean, dry face. You use a small amount because it's so powerful. You have high school reunions, you have events you want to go to, you want to look years younger, this is it.
This Thanksgiving is the best time to try Plexiderm with our starter price of only $14.95. Plus, get free shipping. Your solution is at plexidermtrial.com or call the number on your screen.
Find everything you need to get your projects done at Menards. Skill delivers power and performance with the PowerCore 20 cordless power tool system. It delivers the convenience and portability of cordless tool operation while providing advanced power and torque for the bigger jobs. Every Skill PowerCore 20 battery is interchangeable with all Skill 20-volt power tools. Save big money on our in-stock selection of Skill 20-volt power tools. Plus, give the perfect gift with the Menards gift card.
Warm season's greetings to you all from Menards.
Clean, safe, fun. I was hoping daytime care for Mom would be like that. Oh, Grace's new center is so nice. Now, caring for Mom is so much easier.
It's easier to manage my chemo side effects since a Grace Supportive Care came to see me. It was a Grace, but it wasn't hospice.
When you're ready for hospice, you want a Grace. They helped make my dad's last weeks comfortable, calm. It was beautiful.
A Grace, caring every step of the way.
And a quick look at our traffic along the Beltline as of right now. Eastbound is rather smooth, but we are still looking at a bit of some slow spots over towards the western side of the Beltline as of right now as we're kicking off the rest of our 4 p.m. commute, closing into our 5 p.m. But it's still rather smooth along the interstate. It's going to do it for our traffic. Back to you guys.
Julian, thank you. Britney Spears is headed to Broadway, a musical using the her songs for the pop star will hit the stage next year. The show, Once Upon a One More Time, features stories about Cinderella, Snow White, and other fairy tale princesses, but it puts a feminist twist on the tales. Opening night set for June 22nd. Can't wait. At the World Cup, Team USA is getting ready for the knockout rounds.
The U.S. will play the Netherlands tomorrow morning with both teams trying to stay alive.
Roxana Saberi is in Qatar covering the World Cup for us.
The young U.S. team came into this tournament as underdogs and goes into tomorrow's match here at Khalifa International Stadium as underdogs, too. The Stars and Stripes have gotten this far at a World Cup 4 times before, most recently in 2014. But the Netherlands holds the record for playing in the most World Cup finals, that's 3, without ever winning. We don't know yet if the U.S. will be featuring its star forward, Christian Pulisic. He scored the victory-winning goal for his team against Iran on Tuesday, but then collided with Iran's goalkeeper and ended up in the hospital. At a news conference yesterday, he said he was kneed in his pelvic bone, but he's doing much better and taking it day by day. I asked Pulisic what he'd like people back home to know about his team.
You know, you can see all the individual talent. You have guys playing at top clubs across the world, but without the brotherhood and without this family aspect, you know, we wouldn't be in this position. So I hope that's what everyone can see.
Unlike the first round, a tie in Saturday's game here won't be good enough. It'll have to go into extra time and possibly even a shootout. Roxana Saberi, CBS News, Doha.
9 o'clock.
Tomorrow morning on Fox. Well, Buddy, a young orphan mistakenly crawls into Santa's bag of gifts and is transported to the North Pole.
So begins the Broadway musical Elf, which is being performed this weekend by Verona Area Community Theater.
We go center stage to check it out.
I love sugar. At the North Pole, we only eat from the 5 major food groups: cookies, candy cane, candy corn, and syrup.
Buddy energizes the Macy's store elves to spruce up for Christmas, since Santa Claus is coming to town, and you gotta decorate so that Santa likes it.
We just need to get in the Christmas spirit. Yeah, the Christmas spirit. We can do it.
New York is a disenchanted city who doesn't believe in Christmas anymore. And Buddy comes along and through just acts of overwhelming happiness and energy and sugar rush.
Mr. C, make sure there's sparkle, jolly, twinkle, jingly.
What the heck is that supposed to mean?
This is where Jovi is just introduced, and she is not sold on Buddy's Christmas attitude yet. She's still pretty crabby, so she kind of like pops in and out of the number like, I don't really get your vibe yet.
When a room is gloomy and its atmosphere has called it quits, then you must remember that December is a time for glitz. Never stop until each limb on your Christmas tree is sparkle, jolly, twinkle, jingly.
This musical is about Buddy the Elf, a human who was raised in the North Pole, and it's his journey about going to find his father in New York City.
Why not decorate yourself?
Buddy first comes to the Macy's store because everybody thinks that he's working at Macy's, but again, he's an elf from the North Pole. So this is him trying to get all of the Macy's elves into the Christmas spirit, and he leads them in a song and dance. absolutely love doing community theater productions, especially with WISC-TV, because it's the whole community coming together. It's not just like one central high school location. It is the entire like outreaching community of Verona. So I can do this show with my mom and my best friends.
For the folks coming to the show, I really want them to just take away a bit more happiness, a bit more shoe tapping, want songs to get stuck in their head, and then to be singing them on the ride home and just kind of infuse them with a little Christmas spirit.
That'll get you in the holiday spirit.
Absolutely. It looks great.
Elf the Musical, Verona Area Community Theater. It's tonight at 7:30, tomorrow at 2 and 7:30, and Sunday a matinee at 2. Tickets go to vact.org/tickets. That looks great.
The costumes are terrific, aren't they?
They do a great job over there. All right, we'll have a final check of your forecast coming up.
Need life insurance? SelectQuote found Jacob, 40, a $500,000 policy for only $19 a month. And SelectQuote found his wife Wendy, a $500,000 policy for only $17 a month.
SelectQuote. We shop, you save.
Get in on the action of the game with the Island Sportsbook. Browse the latest lines and betting options. Make your wagers and cash in on the fun of the Island Sportsbook. And here's another good bet. Island Resort and Casino gift cards. Treat the golfer on your list to a stay and play package on championship courses. Gaming, dining, entertainment, there's something for everyone with Island Resort and Casino gift cards. Oh, what fun to experience more at the Island.
A Medicare Advantage plan should come with all the benefits you want and zero compromises. With Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield, it can. Just go to anthem.com/answers or call 833-797-4192 for a free one-on-one Medicare plan review. Ask about our $0 monthly premium plans that include dental, vision, and hearing coverage, along with transportation, a gym membership, and $0 copay for prescriptions, all for zero extra cost. Plus, you could be eligible for extra benefits to help you save even more. We have plans with up to $2,900 a year to help you pay for over-the-counter health items, groceries, and living expenses like cell phone, electric, or water bills, all on a single prepaid MasterCard you can use at thousands of locations nationwide. Call Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield at 833-797-4192 or visit anthem.com/answers and get a Medicare plan with zero compromises for you and your wallet.
Months away yet, the race for the open Wisconsin Supreme Court seat has captured the attention of many residents. Naomi Coles breaks down the importance of the race and what we know of the candidates with a judicial expert. That's coming up at 5.
A Madison mom says her special needs child was injured permanently when her school didn't follow a plan for her care.
I knew that there was something very wrong.
Now she's set to sue the Madison School District.
If it was your child, would you feel comfortable?
News 3 Now investigates. Monday at 10.
And we have a wind advisory that's going to encompass all of southern Wisconsin by the time we get into the later part of tonight, as wind speeds are going to increase, and on top of it, it's going to be a cold one heading into the weekend. We'll talk all about how we can plan out your weekend coming up at 5.
When the hands that do the fixing need fixing. When the hands that do the caring need caring. That's a job for O'Keeffe's Working Hands. It's America's #1 selling hand cream and guaranteed relief for extremely dry, cracked hands. Also available in O'Keeffe's for healthy feet.
Not attorney spokesperson. This is a paid advertisement for legal services sponsored by Nightline Legal. Cases assigned on a random basis to participating law firms. If you or a loved one were stationed at Marine Corps Base Camp Lejeune between 1953 and 1987 and were later diagnosed with cancer, Parkinson's disease, or other serious health effects, call right now.
Call 1-800-336-0524.
Dancing is everything. Soccer is the best.
But her moderate to severe eczema could make it hard for her.
My skin was so itchy and my outfit was uncomfortable. Now, my skin's not as itchy.
Now, we're staying ahead of her eczema.
There's a power inside all of us to live our passion. And Dupixent works on the inside to help heal your skin from within. It helps block a key source of inflammation inside the body that can cause eczema, so they can have clearer skin and less itch. Serious allergic reactions can occur that can be severe. Tell your doctor about new or worsening eye problems, such as eye pain or vision changes, including blurred vision, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma medicines without talking to your doctor.
Healing from within is a wonderful thing.
Ask your child's eczema specialist how Dupixent can help heal their skin from within.
This is Kathy. She's about to see her dentist. She's afraid. Not because of the drill, but because of the bill. A big bill. But Kathy doesn't need to be afraid, and neither do you, thanks to affordable dental insurance from Physicians Mutual Insurance Company. It's easy to get this coverage. Don't believe me? Call or go online for all the details. You could even have this free information kit. This isn't a discount plan or preventive-only coverage. This is real dental insurance. It helps pay for over 400 procedures. That's a lot. I'm talking cleanings, fillings, crowns, bridges, root canals, even dentures. Bottom line, you'll have help paying for routine care and expensive major work. But if you want deductibles, forget it. There aren't any. No annual maximum either. Plus, you can see any dentist you want. Stop fearing the big bill. Start saving at the dentist. Call now or go to sendinfokit.com.
Physicians Mutual, Physicians Mutual.
Well, since we didn't have a broadcast last Friday, the day after Thanksgiving, the News Hounds have 2 weeks worth of the best animal stories.
So let's get right to it. Here's this week's edition of the News Hounds.
Here's the News Hounds, Louie and Oliver, with their World News Roundup.
This week on the News Hounds, a polar birthday.
Celebrating Advent zoo style.
And utterly adorable.
But first, Vicki Green was looking to adopt a senior cat when she saw Flossie on an adoption site. What she didn't know was just how special this cat truly is.
She's been awarded for currently being the oldest living cat in the world, and she's 26 years old.
26 years and 335 days, that is. That's the human equivalent of 120 years. The sassy senior came into Green's life after her owner passed away. Now in a new home, the Guinness record holder can enjoy her extended twilight years, surrounded by love and getting pampered.
Speaking of age, Berlin Zoo celebrated the 4th birthday of its polar bear, Hertha. The youngster and its mother, Tanja, enjoyed ice-cold treats hanging from a Christmas tree in their enclosure. The polar bear curator used the occasion to reflect on how quickly Hertha has grown. At birth, she was as big as a guinea pig and weighed no more than a bar of chocolate. Now at 4, she weighs 620 pounds and is worthy of the largest land predator on the planet.
London Zoo got into the festive spirit as lions, meerkats, and squirrel monkeys opened 3 very different advent calendars. The meerkats searched behind 25 doors to find cricket snacks. The Asiatic lions followed a festive scent trail of cinnamon, and the Bolivian black-capped squirrel monkeys foraged among hanging advent pouches.
And finally, it's snack time at the Adelaide Zoo in South Australia. Talk about elation. This raft of otters enjoyed vegetable-filled ice blocks to mark the first day of summer on Thursday. It's summer down under. Footage shared by the zoos, the Asian small-clawed otters receiving a special treat to help them stay cool in the summer heat. Adelaide Zoo has 6 of the otters, and they receive a variety of foods and treats as part of their enrichment. If we could all be this happy.
And that's this week's edition of the News Hounds Now Update.
Good job, guys. That's our time for now. We'll see you back here on Monday. News 3 Now at 5 starts right now.